Welcome all to the first part in a possible series I want to start. I'm sure you can guess it through this video's title, but I'll name it anyway. Every COD Zombies main Easter egg quest in one sitting. Today we're starting with a classic in my heart, Advanced Warfare's Exo Zombies. Hate on this game all you want, but this is what unironically got me into the Zombies franchise. Back when I was a little baby boy, I did have Black Ops 2, but I had no concept of the term DLC, so I was stuck playing Transit and Town on loop. That should honestly be considered some form of torture. Before we begin, I want to go over a bit of background information about Advanced Warfare so those of you that never experienced it are caught up. For starters, Advanced Warfare did not launch with a zombies game mode, unlike the Call of Duties that came after it. Instead, the only way to play a zombie survival mode was by completing a total of 225 rounds in Exo Survival until you unlocked the Tier 4 map Riot. Exo Zombies wasn't introduced until the release of the first DLC pack, including the map Outbreak, not to be confused with this trash. Sledgehammer of course tried a little too hard to make this zombies mode unique when compared to Treyarch zombies. First off, we have exosuits, which in my opinion adds a new layer of fun movement tech. We also have the 3D printer, which is basically the equivalent to the mystery box. There is no perk limit, and while many perks imitate their Treyarch counterparts, double tap is seemingly missing. Instead, the only way to increase your weapon's damage was by upgrading them on these little machines, also acting as the game's pack-a-punch system. With each upgrade, the weapon would change camo and attachments, and although technically damage as well, I swear to god I could reach Mark 20 and it would still be just as weak as Mark 1. The maximum upgrade level was Mark 25, which can only be unlocked after progressing through each map's main quest up to a certain point. There were also supply drops and infected rounds. These were similar to dog rounds, however the difference being if you were hit by an infected zombie, you would have to decontaminate yourself before the timer runs out. I should also mention that while each map does have an ending cutscene, only one of them is unlocked after completing the main Easter egg quest. That's right, Sledgehammer decided to include these long ass quest lines but not reward the player with anything past an achievement and other mediocre rewards that I'll touch on during this video. Anyways, now that you better understand this nightmare I'm about to subject myself to, let's dive into Exo Zombies' first map, Outbreak. This was an operational Atlas base until hordes of zombies broke out. Seeing as the rescue mission failed miserably, our crew is left to find a way to call in another rescue. In order to officially begin our quest, I have to pick up this black battery box looking thing hidden behind some debris. I then took the time to farm some points in order to make my way through the map. Thankfully, Outbreak is pretty small, especially compared to all the maps that came after it. I also took the second to spin the printer for a better weapon and ended up getting the EM1. This gun will be required for a later step. Past the hall is a security room. By placing the box on this computer, I can interact with Angie the AI to call in another rescue. However, I do not have adequate security clearance. In order to get clearance, I need to find and collect 4 keycards belonging to each of the map's main cast. After gathering my exosuit, I went back to purchase the printer, followed by lasering it with my EM1. Somehow this causes Lilith's card to just appear out of thin air. The next card requires the Exo Slam perk, which, as the name suggests, allows the player to slam onto the ground. On the opposite side of the map, I'll find these 2 containers with a silver rod underneath the left one. By continuously shooting this rod until it disappears, I'll be able to pound the container down in order to raise another with Oz's card chilling inside. The next card requires me to reach round 8, as this is the map's first infected round. In the medical hall place thing, whatever, I really don't know what this room is called, there are 4 keypads scattered around. For some reason, they can only be activated by an infected player. With all 4 activated, Cards Con is revealed in a secret compartment. I really don't understand why infecteds can activate these keypads, but then again, since when did zombies have any active continuity? The last card I have to get is Decker's, which is a big pain in the ass. By activating the trash chute but not using it, the second time will take you to a furnace room with the walls closing in. Here I just have to keep spraying the ground until the card pops up somewhere. There's literally nothing else to this step, you just have to hope to god you can find it, let alone see it once it's revealed. This step did take me a while before I realized I could just use grenades and get the same outcome. Finally! So it does work with grenades, okay. That's good to know for actually not even future reference. Not like I'm gonna never do this again. Now that I have all 4 cards, I can return to Angie, who will tell me once again that I still don't have sufficient clearance. Now, this next step can actually be completed in one of 2 ways. The regular method is to pick up cards dropped by zombies until your card level reaches 50. The alternative method is the same process, however the zombies can only be killed with your melee. If you subject yourself to the suffering, you'll be treated with an alternative reward considered the good ending. I was not about to deal with that, so I just went with the regular pad ending, which is the canonical ending, mind you. There's not much to really talk about here. I just progressed through rounds rounds while picking up as many cards as I could. When I finally reached clearance level 50, I could go back and interact with Angie and the exosuit station. I have to get out of here. Wait guys, don't come down yet. I'm almost out there. I'm here. Let me be free. There they are. I got a supply drop coming in too, by the way, guys. Might want to move out the way. Oh, I guess not. There they go. In case you were curious, the good ending was the plane landing and the game ending. This map is the only one without a cinematic outro cutscene. Instead, the intro cutscene to the next map serves as the technical outro to Outbreak. The crew fights off hordes until they're overpowered, which by that point, they are finally saved by Atlas soldiers. They're taken to another base at Burger Town to be treated, only for another zombie outbreak to happen soon after, leading us into our next map, Infection. Now, I've played COD Zombies for about 12 years, and I can confidently say without a doubt that this is still the worst zombies map to ever exist. Before we dive in, let's look at the map's biggest flaws. For starters, we now have survivor rounds. I'm sure you can guess what these rounds entail by the name alone, and in order to unlock the map's outro cutscene, the player has to rescue a total of 25 survivors. However, if you don't rescue a survivor, your exosuit is temporarily disabled while the power in the entire map is disabled for the duration of the penalty. This map also introduces a boss round. If you're familiar with Treyarch Zombies, I'm sure you're thinking of Panzer Soldats, Margwas, or even Warden rounds, but Exo Zombies takes this idea and cranks it to 100. They literally throw a fucking raid boss at you, with rockets mind you, while hordes of zombies continue to spawn. The map's main wonder weapon also does nothing to him either. That weapon is literally a microwave, and I'm not joking about that. We also have a fun little feature called Toxic Zone. These are rounds when a certain area of the map is covered in toxic gas that infects you upon contact. This was really annoying because one of my toxic zones was an area I really needed to be in for the main quest. And oh my god, don't get me started on this map's Easter egg. Jesus Christ. One step has a minimum of 20 spawn locations while another has 40. 40 fucking spawns for a specific item. Can you imagine that? What's worse is that I'm pretty sure both of these numbers are still a low ball. I had to reset my game once because I couldn't find the item even within those 60 locations. Anyways, let's begin, shall we? Similar to Outbreak, I took the first couple of rounds to farm points so that I could quickly get my exosuit and this quest started. First, I need to find 4 valves scattered throughout the sewers. Thankfully, in this game, all 4 valves were in the first section. Oh, yes! Oh, the first time I got all 4 in one. After all valves are turned, I can make my way back to spawn and grab this conveniently placed golden skillet. Back in the sewers is now a hidden bat cave with a pedestal that I can place my skillet on. The pedestal will sink, prompting me to kill zombies in this hole until it rises. There's really nothing to talk about here. I just have to stay alive while periodically killing zombies for the next 3 rounds. During this though, I luckily got the map's main wonder weapon, which will be used for a later step. I also got a survivor, but I really couldn't care less. Once the pedestal rose, I can pick up and take the skillet to the stovetop at Burger Town. Now is the time to find 4 pieces of meat scattered throughout the map in a minimum of 40 spawn locations. Thankfully, it's only 1 lump of meat per section, and in this game, I was actually able to find all 4. Once all 4 pieces of meat have been returned, I can assemble and cook my nasty patty with the microwave gun until it begins to simmer. Now, the next step requires a pair of buns. These buns are only dropped by Burger Town zombies and not just upon death. Their drops are completely random. I'm really losing brain cells with each step that comes up. What do you mean Burger Town zombies are just carrying buns in their pockets? Anyways, after about a year of farming, I finally obtained the buns and was able to create my masterpiece. After picking it up and decontaminating myself, I can give the burger to Bubby, yeah, that's this little shit right here, who will then tell me that he is low on battery, prompting me to make my way back to the spawn area to interact with this screen of his inside. A compartment holding an uncharged battery pack will now open. In order to charge this battery, I would have to use one of these Tesla charging stations on the opposite side of spawn. However, I knew a boss round was coming up, so I decided to hold off until it was over. Where is he?
Goliath class armor. Reloading.
Oh, so zombies do spawn. You just have to hope to God they don't while you're doing it. Ah! And I downed. How much HP does he have? Oh my god, I accidentally opened up the text and I almost killed myself. Finally! After finally killing the raid boss, I can begin charging the battery by protecting it from all the zombies, though I immediately failed. It's fine though, I can just pick up and place the battery back in its charging station, and dear lord, what the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Why? What the fuck is this luck? Now, although the game decided to laugh in my face, I actually got extremely lucky here with an insta-kill drop. I'm pretty sure it was thanks to this insta-kill that my turret and drone were able to single-handedly protect the battery the whole way through. A win is a win in my books. Holy shit, it actually worked. Oh my god, that's actually super fucking lucky. I can't believe it. I don't give a shit about the survivor. I can now take the charged battery and give it to Bubby, who will in turn grab me a key to the big burger in the sky. I try to interact with the screen, though of course I don't have proper security clearance. This next step is quite annoying. I'll have to lure zombies into the sewer waters before activating the alligator trap. I then have to play a game of whack-a-mole with this alligator until he explodes. This reptile pops up randomly with no indicators whatsoever and only for about a second each time. I bought an upgraded attack 19 for the step, but it practically did jack all. It took a hot minute, but once he blows up, I can pick up the zombie hand he drops and uses to open a secret compartment back at spawn. Inside is a red tablet that I can take back to the screen in the burger. Did it. Yeah, fireworks. Oh, little fucking burger bomb. 2, 1. There it goes. Look at it go. That's Neil Armstrong right there. There you go. Alright. I'll either get the good ending or bad ending. Let's find out which one it is. Nice. Oh, good ending, baby. Good ending. Start fighting for me, Bobby. Fuck yeah. So beat their asses. Does he not move? Does he just sit there? There you go. Jesus, Bobby, you need to heal. Where are you going? Oh, nice. Alright, good shit, Bobby. We did it. You may have heard me mention the good and bad ending to this questline. While there is an alternative outcome, there isn't any special step in order to achieve it. The outcome is completely random. In my game, Bubby temporarily fought alongside me before exploding into a bunch of drops. However, the alternative outcome is skipping the fight altogether and just blowing up. But yeah, that's the infection main Easter egg questline that has literally no reward other than an achievement and a temporary buddy. If you are curious as to what the ending was, alongside the intro to our next map, Carrier, let me break it down for you. The crew is captured by Sentinel, basically the enemies of Atlas, and immediately taken captive before Bruce Campbell puts a bullet in Oz's head. He explains that Oz is the source of the infection and they're all culprits. After all, we did see them get bitten back in the infection intro, and yet they are still somehow alive. They're taken to a Carrier facility before Oz wakes up and causes another outbreak. Now, Sledgehammer finally decided to wise up and lock the ending cutscene behind Carrier's main Easter egg questline. However, that does not mean this map is good per se. Toxic zones are still a thing, however this time they are known as bomb rounds. During these, a bomb guarded by Atlas soldiers will spawn in a random section of the map. Our job is to defuse it, or else that area will become a toxic zone. Not to mention, if we don't defuse it in time, the bomb will move on to another section of the map a total of 3 times. Also, we start with just Atlas soldiers, but as the rounds progress, Goliath starts to spawn in as well. This map also has 2 spawn points, which isn't a big deal for me since I'm playing solo, but it's quite a nuisance if you're playing with a team. Which side did I get? Oh, I got this side. I forgot you could do that. Okay. Besides that though, most of the flaws this map has is due to the main quest. so let's get into it. To begin, I once again followed my usual strat of farming points until I could reach the Armory, which was actually just the first door. In here is a plinko machine that I can use to quickly get some extra points. I also bought teleporter grenades as they will be needed to begin the quest. Past the Armory is the hangar where I can turn on power, grab my exosuit, and activate Chompy. Before his door closes though, I can throw a teleporter to get inside and turn on a hidden power switch. From here, the Easter egg quest has officially begun. The next step is a tedious game of plinko. By throwing a teleporter grenade into the hole, a sequence of grenades will continue to cycle until I throw another grenade into the hole. Whatever grenade the cycle is on will be dropped into this little slot. I have to drop these grenades in a specific order to activate each slide on the right, all while zombies continue to tickle me. I was going to list the order as I did them, but I don't think anyone wants to see that, so I'll just skim past all of that.
Gotta reload.
Oh! I forgot grenades blow up. After all 3 lights are lit, I can grab and take back this tablet to the vault door at spawn. The game has a bit of problem registering the interact key, but after successfully placing it, I can move on to the next step, the laser platforming step thing, whatever. This step can actually be done in one of 2 ways. The normal way is by giving your gun to the zombie hand, who will in turn drop a beer bottle. By interacting with this bottle before the keypad, you'll be able to see the lasers while in a drunken state. The second method is to skip the bottle altogether and just raw dog the entire obstacle course. I did try this method, but I kept failing to the point I just gave up and went the normal route. I should also mention that, like Outbreak, this quest has an alternative reward, which can be achieved by completing this laser obstacle course in under 60 seconds. This doesn't include an alternative ending or anything. The reward is honestly really mediocre, but I won't show it until a little later. Just know I clearly didn't get it. With the obstacle course complete, I can pick up the tablet on the ground and place it back at the vault door. Now it's time to move on to the most time-consuming step of this entire game. At the biolab is a broken teleporter that we need to fix. In order to fix it, I have to pick up and place about 30 or so of these little teleporter pieces dropped by teleporter zombies specifically. Only about 3 of these zombies spawn in every couple of rounds or so, if you're even lucky, meaning the next 30 minutes of my run literally just look like this. During this downtime, I also had to continuously give my gun to the zombie hand so that I could receive the parts to build a fishing rod. Using this rod, I can fish for a shovel. I can't even make this shit up even if I try. With the teleporter fixed and shovel in hand, I can make my way to a remote island to unearth the next tablet. After placing the tablet on the vault door, I can move on to the next annoying step. Back at spawn number 2 is a locker belonging to Captain DJ. Interacting with this locker spawns a drone carrying a red lever somewhere on the map. My job is to find and destroy this drone before it escapes, which wouldn't be too difficult if it weren't already round 25 and if my weapons weren't made of paper. I accidentally muted my mic during this run, but you can imagine my pain every time the drone escaped. What's worse is that you can't just interact with the locker to spawn the drone again. You have to wait about 3 or 4 rounds before another spawns in. I ended up turning what should have been a 5-minute step into another 30 minutes. It was already round 33. I'm surprised I was even alive at this point. Anyways, I did finally destroy the drone and retrieve the red lever. I can now take this lever to the broken fuse box at the moon pool and begin killing zombies above the water tank. After enough zombies have died, a shark will have been lured in. By pulling the lever, a cage will begin to lower, which I can quickly jump into so that I can meet the shark face to face. By spamming interact, I shit you not, I can grab his eyeball and use it to open Captain DJ's locker. I don't even know what to say anymore. By picking up and placing the final tablet on the vault door, we're now on to the last step of this quest. Thankfully, this step is very simple. I just had to keep giving up my weapons to this zombie hand until he gave me some C4, which I can use to blow the vault door wide open. Don't expect a cool animation or anything. The game just ends and we're immediately presented with the outro cutscene. Long story short, the crew are about to escape before Oz makes his grand reveal. That's it. It just ends right there. And we can move on to our final map, Descent. You can say whatever you want about Exo Zombies, but I will never take a diss against Descent's intro cutscene. Like, this shit was heat. Black Ops 4 could never. Before any Black Ops 4 warriors come to attack me, I know the cutscenes were flip books because of budget cuts. This was just a joke. Anyways, the crew went to this Atlas base to find a weapon that could take down Oz, but they weren't aware that the weapon was Oz, so might have been a bit of a blunder. Thankfully, Sledgehammer finally decided to make this map more akin to Outbreak than the previous two disasters. There are no longer toxic zones or bomb rounds. Instead, we have mini boss rounds followed by Call of Duty Zombies' first ever boss fight. That's right, Advanced Warfare of all games was the first to ever include a traditional boss fight to zombies. Unless you count Mob of the Dead, in which case the boss fight would be the Weasel or the other 3 players depending on the side you're on, but I personally don't. Completing this boss fight is actually how you unlock the outro cutscene. Again, they decided to make a main Easter egg quest that pretty much means jack all in terms of rewards. There are also now Goliath supply drops, which just add a new layer of entertaining gameplay, in my opinion of course. To start off, I again just farmed points as I need to make my way over to the other side of the map towards the title generator. In here are 4 red valves that I'll have to turn by spraying them with bullets. There's nothing special to this step, I just have to continue shooting them until the light turns blue. Once they've all been turned, a secret room will open where I can interact with Angie. She'll deny me access once again, forcing me to rewire the security. In order to do this, I have to make my way over to the lounge and depressurize this door by holding F for a year straight. Now I have to wait until round 8 as this is the first time a Goliath drops into the map. I can use this suit to go past the door and rewire the power by pressing this button. I don't know why this switches in a fish tank, but I don't ask questions anymore. Honestly, this is the least confusing aspect of this entire Easter egg. After interacting with Angie once more, we're plunged into playing Oz's little mini game. The first game is the drone challenge. As the name suggests, I have to find and destroy 5 drones scattered throughout the map before they escape. Thankfully, this time they don't have a million HP. Once all drones have been destroyed, I now have to charge 2 batteries by the exosuit. What's really annoying about this step is that these batteries are only charged by EMP zombies. You know, the ones that deactivate your exosuit with an electric blast. I basically have to get a bunch of them to electrify the batteries until the dial reaches 100. You may be thinking that I can just train and abuse one EMP zombie for this entire step, but no, Sledgehammer thought of everything. Even if you don't attack the zombie, as long as it explodes near the battery, it will just die. So my goal here is to hopefully run a train around the small ass area while periodically deactivating my exosuit near the battery and praying to God I don't die. This step took so long that by the time I finished, I was able to buy almost every perk in the game. I also got an Oz mini boss, but it's not really important enough to talk about. After the batteries have been charged, I can move on to the next minigame, the grenade challenge. For this challenge, I just have to survive a full round with only grenades. This is probably the easiest step of the run when using contacts. With that challenge out of the way, I can once again do some parkour back at spawn. This time though, there are about 8 stages with each being more difficult than the last. I really don't know what to say anymore. I don't understand why a step like this even exists. Like, what are the lore implications here? Or well, I guess not every step needs a lore implication. I might just be too used to Treyarch zombies. How the fuck did I fuck up that? Oh my god, I'm fucking up so badly. What? How did I fuck that up? With that jump puzzle out of the way, I'm now on to the move challenge. As you probably already guessed, I can't move for an entire round. Well, technically I can move, but I lose points with each step. Either way, this challenge was pretty straightforward. However, right after the challenge, I was tossed into the Oz boss fight. And this fight is pretty straightforward as well. Turn on all generators, lure Oz into the decontamination zone, and spray him down. Repeat this process until he is dead, and you'll have technically completed the map, but not the main Easter egg, so we still have a ways to go. Once I returned, I took the opportunity to save a crawler as Pass the Move challenge is a game of Simon Says. I really don't know why, but at this point I'm not even surprised. I don't think I need to even talk about how Simon Says works. If you've played or seen Moon, it's literally the same thing. With all 3 stages cleared, I can move on to the Friendly Fire challenge.
We know you all got balls. We just need to see how big they are.
Always appreciate.
We know you all got balls, we just need to see how big they are. Okay, let's calm down a little bit. This challenge is a bit different depending on the number of players in the game. Since I was solo, 3 bots spawned into the map that I just have to find and kill. Nothing special really, just kind of goofy. The next step, however, was super confusing when I first read about it. Back in Angie's room is a number board. The top numbers represent the amount of times a certain action in the game needs to be performed, while the bottom number number represents how many times you've performed them. The first number refers to Exo Slam kills, the second to jumps, the third to grenade purchases, and the fourth to zombie kills. So I need to get 2 Exo Slam kills, jump 6 times, purchase 3 grenades, and kill 1 zombie. The numbers will cycle through 1 through 9 repeatedly, so I don't have to worry about overshooting it. It's really simple once you understand, but it really did boggle my mind at first. Holy shit, did I do it without even realizing? Anyways, after the numbers are lined up, I can move on to the rocket challenge. As you may have guessed again, I have to survive a round only using a rocket launcher. Thankfully, I learned from Mr. Speedrunner Man that you can activate score streaks before the previous round ends and use them during the challenge. With that challenge complete, I can interact with Angie and this teleporter to be sent to a dream sequence in the shape of the Outbreak spawn room. Since I'm playing solo, a couple of bots also spawn in to tank most of the damage for me. Hey, what's up, guys?
You're in my memories. Atlas monitored and stored them in this machine.
Yeah, perfect.
Feels so real.
Shut up and watch.
Come and get it.
We're close, guys. We almost did it. After like almost 10 years since I did this. Since I started Advanced Warfare.
And you, Khan, you're an old toothless shark. That's why Atlas hung you out to dry.
God damn, I didn't have to fuck them.
Decker, you never made the regular army because you couldn't pass a fucking drug test.
Oh. Damn, Decker.
Hey, you don't know shit about me.
And Lilith, a 2-bit hacker trying to go straight in IT, don't make me laugh.
Yeah, well, fuck you too.
What do you know about that?
What about you, Oz? You're
Yeah, look at Oz.
insane.
I'm the worst of us. I'm the fucking monster in this story. It all begins and ends with me.
He's not wrong.
You're a fucking janitor.
I'm the reason we're all still alive. They want me, and they want you. You're one strand, one mutation away from becoming one of these things. You hear me?
Is that true?
Someone shut him up.
Kill them all, kill them all. Is that it? Is it?
Why haven't you changed like the others? That's the question. They think you're the cure.
If we're the cure, then you're the fucking disease, Oz.
Exactly, you got it. You're not as dumb as you look, Decker. Supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. I fucking hate those Atlas fucks.
Oh, that was it. That's it. Get ready for a double feature. I don't know what that means, but we did it. 1 hour and 5 minutes. Somehow Carrier took more time than that. Oh, what the hell? What the fuck is this?
You think you're ready for the big time, huh? Not gonna lie, this is gonna break you.
Yep, that's our reward. A black and white double feature mode that essentially acts as a harder difficulty. There are also trophies that are tied to each map's main Easter egg quest. We have the original Outbreak trophy, but not the golden trophy which you receive through the alternative ending. Infection only has 1 trophy. Carrier has another trophy which I mentioned you unlocked by completing the lasers in under 60 seconds. I have Descent's original trophy with the gold trophy unlocked after defeating Oz in double feature mode. Am I going to go for each map's gold trophy? Fuck no. It was torture enough doing the main quests normally. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to talk about the end cutscene. Oz is obviously burned to death considering he's a zombie. Lennox got promoted and helped Decker become a true soldier for Sentinel. Han left and sued Atlas with the help of Lilith, who just became a generic hacker. Of course Oz is dead, but he was only one in about a million.
Still fucking hate the Atlas Corporation.
Yeah, too bad there's never gonna be a sequel. Let's just be real for a second here. I stick by what I said. There will never be a sequel to Exo Zombies. Even if Advanced Warfare got a sequel, I highly doubt they'll even want to continue a mode that was disliked by the masses. Maybe in retrospect, people have finally decided to start loving the game, considering the last Zombies attempts have been fucking awful. But I still remember how much people hated this shit back when it was still new, okay? And it's honestly not hard to see why. The maps were all too convoluted and annoying to be fun whatsoever. The cast was kind of bland and their chemistry was non-existent. I don't even think there were any voice lines that served as a conversations between them. The main quests also, Jesus Christ, they were bad. They just felt like long-winded, annoying ass headaches with the most mediocre rewards known to man. Somehow even more mediocre than an RK5. But yeah, that's every Exo Zombies Easter egg in one sitting for you. It took about 5 or so hours in total, so it wasn't all that bad, I guess. If they do for whatever reason make a sequel to Exo Zombies, I will take back everything I said and bow down to my sledgehammer lords. Anyways, let me know if you enjoyed this video so I can continue this series with Infinite Warfare, Black Ops, and Call of Duty World War II. Also, let me know if you didn't enjoy it so I can never do this shit again. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out my other videos, subscribe for new content every year or so. I really don't even know my own upload schedule anymore. I don't have much else to say, so ciao ciao.